Are you stuck? What about unhappy? Join Alena Chapman, author, mentor, and life coach for 30-minute moments as she challenges you to get out of the doldrum and start living your life to the fullest. It's time to celebrate that life with 30-minute moments.
Hi, I'm Alena Chapman, and you're listening to 30-Minute Moments. And first of all, I want to tell you the Savvy Sisterhood that I am doing here is growing and growing and growing. And I just want to let you know that if you want a community of women who are really supportive of each other, who all want to grow and achieve and really want to see the best in their lives, and the best part is, they support each other. It's a real community. Then go to joinsavvywomen.com and join me on Facebook. I would love to meet you, and I know you will love meeting us. I have a very special guest on today, and this man is my mentor. And when he said yes, he would come and be on the show, I was just tickled pink. And do I believe everyone needs a mentor? Yes. Why? Because we don't always see, even the top gurus in the world, we don't always see what we're doing in the correct perspective. Now, when people hear the name Bob Proctor, they think success. Bob's wide range of experiences with business and industries all over the world. It reads like a hoo-hoo. It really does. I mean, Prudential Insurance, Procter & Gamble, Metropolitan Life Insurance, Royal Dalton, United States of Steel. I mean, these are just some of what he's done. He was also in The Secret. He was one of the main people in The Secret, which launched him. But let me tell you where he gets all this wonderful knowledge. I mean, he has studied the science of success from starting way back with Andrew Carnegie. And you know that book, Think and Grow Rich, which was from Napoleon Hill. Well, Napoleon Hill was pushed gently by Andrew Carnegie to interview and learn this mindset to write that book, which then in the 1950s, 1960s, Earl Nightingale had a radio show. Bob now teaches all these wonderful skills. And he has great success with entrepreneurs and businesses. And I say me too. And with that, I want to bring Bob on. Hello, Bob.
Hello, Alena. It is a pleasure to be on with you.
Oh, it is a fabulous pleasure to have you
You're
on.
mentioning the secret.
Yes.
I got a secret.
You got a secret?
I do. Alena Chapman knows what the hell she's talking about. You want to listen to this woman?
Thank you.
I'm going to tell you, you are really good. And it's a pleasure for me. When you asked me, I felt honored to come on your show.
Oh.
So listen carefully to this woman. She is a savvy lady, I'll tell you that.
Thank you. You are.
Go.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, Bob, the first thing I'm going to ask you is, I wanted to talk about perspective because I know that you understand this topic so much more than so many people. And I'll tell you what, I wanted to kind of also gear it. I wanted to gear it towards that word money because people have such a funny perspective about money. And so many people live in this world of lack or to get. And I know you are the person who can straighten that out.
Well, you got two really very interesting subjects there. One's perception and the other is finance or money. First of all, we've got to ask ourselves, why do we see things the way we see them? We're programmed to see them this way. Our programming goes back generations. You operate with a belief system. Well, where do your belief systems come from? They're usually so archaic, they're almost comical if you really question yourself on them.
That's right.
And they've been passed down through the centuries, through generation after generation. And genetically, we're programmed from the moment of conception. All the DNA from mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, great-grandma, it's flowing right into our consciousness.
That's right.
When we're born, we're a product of that genetic string, and it's usually a genetic string of ignorance more than anything because people didn't know.
Yes.
They started to learn a little bit. And then we've got the environmental stuff going on. And that teaches us our point of view, which is our perception. Now think of this. We've been trained to go by what we see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. There are senses. Our senses are like antennae that are hooked up to our conscious mind, and they help us correspond and communicate with our outside world. We live in a physical body, and we see the world around us.
Right.
And we go by our senses. We've been trained to do that. What we've never been taught is our higher faculties. You see, I have 3 little dogs here. They can all see, hear, smell, taste, and touch. In fact, all of the rest of the animal kingdom is completely at home in their environment because they blend in. You and I are totally disoriented in our environment.
Yes, we are.
We can create our own environment.
That's right.
We create it because we were given higher faculties. We have perception, the will, reason, imagination, memory, and intuition. But we're just going to talk about perception right now. Right. Perception is how you see things. I frequently tell people if they would take a big problem they've got and they're really, really stuck on it and it's bothering them, they're worrying them, write it out as clear as you can, in as clear a statement as you can on a piece of paper. Put the piece of paper in the center of a table and go and sit at the table and look at it. And then say, now, is that problem in me or is it on the paper? You've got to get it out of yourself and get it on the paper.
Yes.
You're capable of doing that.
You are.
And so then you're looking at the problem as a stranger might. And then ask yourself, how would Bob Proctor look at this? How would Alena Chapman look at this? How would Earl Nightingale look at this? You see?
Yes.
Mentally, say, how would they look at it? And you're going to be shifting your perception. Now,
I love this exercise.
Doing that,
I love it. Yes.
We're going to find our perception will change and we'll probably solve the problem. Then ask yourself, why am I living the way I'm living? Well, it's because of how I see things. How would I like to see things? I think I'm going to shift my perception. I'm going to shift the way I'm looking at this.
Yes.
I'm not going to see myself as a victim anymore. To hell with that. Victims lose. Victims can't win. Don't be a victim. It's a dumb game.
That's right.
I used to be a victim. It's stupid. You can't win. Victims lose.
No, you can't.
I'm going to take control of me. And
Perfect.
The matter is shifting perception. So you got to start to understand yourself. You live in a physical body. You have a marvelous mind. You correspond with the material world. Do you know, you've got the godlike ability to change anything in your life.
That's right.
And we don't have to be very smart, Alena, to see that.
No, we don't.
All we have to do is look a little at history. Look at Muhammad Ali. He was just an ordinary young guy down in Louisville. Man, he became a respected person all over the world.
Yeah. Yes.
I watched his entire funeral. You know,
did you?
Every religion was there.
Wow.
Well, he changed his perception. Look at the Wright brothers.
Yes.
They didn't just believe what they heard. You can't fly. Men had been trying to fly for centuries. Here's 2 young bicycle mechanics over in Dayton, and they said, we're going to get this plane in the air. They changed how they were looking. They used their imagination.
Yes.
And they set their perception on a different track.
Right.
So I think what you want to ask yourself is, what is it that I don't like? In my life, I think I'll change my perception of it. And that's what you're doing with your organization. With
exactly.
Savvy Women. I mean,
yes.
They're all shifting their perception.
They're changing their perception.
To support each other. We need a support system.
We need it.
Now,
yes.
We'll talk about money a little bit in a few minutes. But I think this perception, you can't wear that out.
No, you cannot. You know, you really cannot wear it out. Perception, you know, Bob, you taught me a lesson in perception. Sometimes we need reminding, guys. I teach perception, but one time I was in a place, I was asked to speak somewhere, and I was placed last after all these people and who were going to be speaking. And I went up to Bob and I said, you know, I'm the last one after 30 speakers. Nobody's going to be there. And he said, he changed it totally. He said, going last is a good thing. You just have to give. You're the last person they're going to see. And he made me see it in another way. I'll always remember that, Bob.
They'll never forget you. You were the last one there, and you gave them something of value. You're the one stuck in their mind.
I did stick in their mind. He was 100% right. But I could have.
First is the worst place.
Yes, first is the worst. And I could have ruined my whole speech because I was in, oh, woe is me, I'm the last one. You know? How many times do we do that in life? How many times do we have the perception of woe is me, or I can't do that? And guess what? If you don't think you can, you can't.
That is so true.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what it is.
It's a change in perception. And I think that when it comes to all the things that we want to do in our life, and you know, I love, first of all, what you said about that wonderful putting the paper on the table, putting the problem right at the top. I've done that, Bob. And what it does is you leave it there. It's on the table. It's on the table, guys. It's not in your head. So when you go get a cup of tea, you don't think about it. But when you come back to the table, you think like your mentor or somebody that you really respect. You get into their head and answer it. It really works. You come up with all different kinds of ideas, and it's a great way to see different perspectives. And that's what you're looking at.
The thing you have to do, you have to really clearly define the problem.
Yes.
See, when you write it out, that is what helps you clearly define what the problem is. Most people are only looking at a part of it, trying to solve the whole thing, and they can only see one part of it.
That's right.
Say, wait a minute. I want to look at the whole problem, not just a little bit of it. Then there's another way of looking at this. There's probably 100 solutions to your problem.
Yes.
And what you want to do is find them, and that's the way to do it.
That's exactly the way to do it. Folks, you are here listening to the famous Bob Proctor. And this is 30-Minute Moments, and I am Alena Chapman. We will be right back.
This is 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you find your inner self every Sunday on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Do you want to be a part of a group that gets things done and stays in touch? Or perhaps you're not being who you truly want to be. Maybe you're relying on someone else to make you happy. It's time to expand your personal growth and take back your power. Join Savvy Sisterhood by Alena Chapman. The ladies meet on Facebook every Monday at 7 p.m. It'll be your first step to your personal growth. Join the group, and the best part is, it's absolutely free. Savvy Sisterhood by Alena Chapman. Find it on Facebook and get ready to take back your power.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments, and I'm your host, Alena Chapman. Guys, I'll tell you, Bob Proctor, he is fantastic. He really understands how you break through, how you understand yourself more, how you can really go for your goals. It's a pleasure to have him. And Bob, okay, so we were talking about perception. We're talking about how we can do exercises to alter our perception. But I'll tell you, I talk to people every day. And when they are talking, they have this thing about money. Money. They have this thing that they don't think they can earn more, or that they have to stay in this job they don't like because of the money. I talk to women who are getting divorced who are scared about the money. So let's talk about this little energy called money.
You know, Earl Nightingale one time said something really interesting about money. He said, most people think they want more money than they really do, and they settle for a whole lot less than they could get.
I like that.
Until I started to study Think and Grow Rich and Earl Nightingale's material, I was always broke. In fact, I was worse than broke. I was earning $4,000 a year, and I owed $6,000. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And someone said, well, you just don't understand money. He said, there's a law of compensation. So you've got to say, what is compensation? Compensation is a reward received for service rendered. We don't let somebody else decide how much we're going to earn. That's something we've got to decide.
Exactly.
Many people leave that up to somebody else. Now, you can decide yourself how much money you want to earn. The amount of money you earn grows by law. You see, we talk about compensation, our reward received, the money we earn. Well, we want our money to grow. Everybody wants a bigger paycheck. They want a healthier paycheck. They want their portfolio to grow. They want their savings to grow. They want to grow it. How do you grow it? How do you grow anything? How do you grow a plant? How do you grow
Right.
flowers?
You water
Grow
them.
them. Well, you water them. You furnish them with fertilizer and water. You've got to plant them in an environment, though, that's conducive to their unfoldment.
Exactly.
You plant a flower in a cup with nothing in it, that flower is going to wither and die real fast. Well, that's why most people leave their income in a cup and it withers and dies. You've got to know that plants, people, everything grows by law. Now, there's a law of compensation. It clearly states the amount of money you earn is always in direct ratio to 3 points. Burn this into your mind. The amount of money you earn is always in direct ratio to, number one, the need for what you do. The need for what you do.
Yes.
Number two, your ability to do it. Your ability to do it. And number three, the difficulty there is in replacing you. So stop and go back to the first one. The need. Is there a tremendous need for what you do? There used to be operators on elevators. You get on an operator and you tell the person what floor you want to go to. Now, some people aren't old enough to remember that. And then a guy'd get on the elevator and he'd say, take me to the 5th floor. He'd get off on the 5th floor. He'd be off there for a couple hours. He'd come back. He'd get back on the elevator. He says, take me down to the 1st floor. Now, the guy that was on the 5th floor probably earned more money in that 2 hours that he was on the 5th floor than the elevator operator will earn all year. The elevator operator is operating an elevator. The guy on the 5th floor was operating on somebody's brain. He was a neurosurgeon. See, there's a greater need for a neurosurgeon than there is for an elevator operator.
Yes.
So you've got to ask yourself, is there a great need for what I do? And there probably is. Well, then the second part, you'd had nothing to do with that. The need is there. Second part is filling that need. How good are you at it? You've got to get so good at it. You've got to master what it is you do. And then number three is taken care of. You're going to be difficult to replace. See, the trick in earning more money is master what you do. Get so good at it that you're difficult to replace.
That's exactly right.
I took my income from $4,000. Now listen, no formal education. I had 2 months. No business experience. I had a bad attitude, and I had dumb jobs. I earn millions of dollars a year today. I don't say that to impress you, but to impress upon you. How did that happen? It happened because I started to understand the laws governing me, my nature. I changed my perception of who I was, what I was doing, and the kind of service I was rendering. I don't let anybody knock me off track. I am in control of me.
Yeah.
I'm a pretty easygoing guy. I'm a nice guy. A lot of people like me. I like me. My life has changed, and your life can change. And I think that's what, Alena, that's what you're doing. And I think it is phenomenal.
Thank you. Yes. And you know what? It is change. It's when you really want to make more money, you'll follow what Bob says, and you will master it. It's always growing. It's making yourself invaluable. You are the one who does it the best.
Before we finish your show, right at the end, I'm going to give them a directive that I followed that changed my life like night and day. And if they follow it, it'll change their life like night and day. That'll be the last thing we'll tell them. Now, you don't go wandering away. You want to stay with the show, because that's the last thing I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you the one thing that was responsible for my whole life being transformed beautifully.
Oh,
and it'll work.
They won't want to miss that. They will not want to miss that at all. All right. So now people seem to think, and I know they go back to the old beliefs with this of I'm not worthy of earning more, or I'm not worthy. They have to change that perception. Yeah, it's the worthiness.
You are God's highest form of creation. There is nothing on this planet that will equal you anywhere. And that isn't just my opinion. There's only two sources of reference that I can go to find out about myself. One's science and the other's theology. Both of them indicate that your potential is infinite. Nobody can even guess at what you're capable of doing.
That's right.
Something absolutely phenomenal about you. Do you know, if you just looked at your hand, do you know there's enough power, potential power, locked up in the electrons in the atoms of your body to light up the building you're in for probably a week?
Isn't that amazing?
The system in your body would make the central nervous system in a supercomputer look like an absolute toy. Blood circulates through your body. Every 33 seconds, it carries all the food in, all the garbage out in one sweeping change. And then you've got the gall to say, it's just me. The highest form of creation. Don't you ever sell yourself short. And if you've got a poor opinion of yourself, you get studying who you really are. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to walk around saying, thank you, thank you, thank you all day, because you're going to be amazed at
That's
just
right.
how good you are.
That's exactly right. I couldn't have said it better. I could not have said it better. Everyone, you are listening to Bob Proctor, and this is 30-Minute Moments, and I'm your host, Alena Chapman. We'll be right back.
You're listening to 30-Minute Moments with Alena Chapman, helping you discover your true purpose on WOWO and at WOWO.com.
Welcome back to 30-Minute Moments, and I'm Alena Chapman talking to Bob Proctor, and we are at my favorite part of the show called The Shift. And this is where we talk about something very awesome that happens to a person, an aha moment, something pivotal that brings them into doing what they're doing now. And Bob, it's your turn. What happened to you that brought you?
I promised everybody I'd tell them.
Okay.
I was losing. I had always been losing. I was 26 years old, and I was going in the wrong direction. I met a man, and he said to me, you know, you can have anything you want if you'll do exactly what I tell you. I said, I'm not going to tell you what time to eat and what time to go to bed, but I'm going to tell you things about living. And I don't know why, because I had never done anything anybody told me up to that time. I was 26. I had left school early. I was running around Brazil when I was 17. I had dumb jobs, worked in bars, factories. But I believed this man. I didn't believe I could have anything I want, but I believed he believed it. And I decided to do exactly what he told me. Within a year, my income multiplied. Everything in my life started to change. He became sort of a coach. Then I left, and I've had 7 coaches in my life. Earl Nightingale and Lloyd Conant became my next one, Nightingale Conant. And I did exactly what they said. If you want to win, get involved in this organization that Alena is doing and do exactly what she tells you until you find out she's lying or that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Because that's what Ray Stanford was, the man's name. That was 57 years ago. Everything has changed. I've not only changed, I've helped millions of other people change.
Yes,
You've got to go to people that demonstrate by their results they know what they're talking about. Go to somebody who's living the way you want to live and say, tell me what to do, and then do exactly what they tell you.
Exactly.
Get involved in this, savvy women, and do exactly what Alena says for 90 days. You do it for 90 days, you'll do it for the rest of your life.
That's right.
That is what changed my life. It'll change yours. I've seen it change millions.
You know, and it does change. You have to see the people that are doing it. You can't learn from the person next door who is suffering with the same problem as you. You usually talk to somebody who doesn't know any more than themselves. Right.
You want to get away from them.
You want to get away from them. You want to go where someone knows what they're talking about. And then if you're smart, like Bob was, or like what I was, you listen to them. You listen because they know. They've been there. And then that's why I always say, get a mentor. Get a mentor because they've been there and they've gone farther. And that's where you want to go.
This woman. You get a hold of Alena Chapman.
Well,
I work with people all over the world. I literally
you do.
I work with people all over the world.
You do.
This woman is right at the top. She is one of the best in this business.
Thank you, Bob. Bob, how can people get hold of you?
Just go to bobproctor.com and they'll find me. bobproctor.com. I'm all over the place.
You can also go to proctorgallagher.com. You are all over the place. Now, you guys should all be ready to just go out there and take on everything you want to take on in your life. But if you want to learn more, go to Bob's site, or you're welcome to go to alenachapmanlife.com. Check it out. Most of all, join Savvy Sisterhood, ladies. It's there, joinsavvysisterhood.com on Facebook.
That's the one they want to write down, savvysisterhood.com.
That's the one you want to write down.
Go there right now. Don't wait. Not tomorrow, today, right now.
And also look up The Prison Effect if you want to have a book that really helps you to see yourself and get where you want to go. You know what? I think what we're going to do is just give a book away. If you are interested in getting The Prison Effect, really checking it out and seeing, and I guarantee it has already helped so many millions, then text the word book, BOOK, to 468 46862. Again, 46862. That's 46862. Text the word book. So I will see you next week. This has been a fabulous show. I thank you so much, Bob. Everyone, have a fantastic weekend. This is 30-Minute Moments, and this is Alena Chapman. Bye-bye now.
This has been 30-Minute Moments featuring Alena Chapman. If you missed an episode, download it now at wowo.com.
Podcasts by Federated Media.